Hello, this is a behind-the-scenes session for the Carl Jung Depth Psychology Reading Group. Today I'm going to announce what our topic is for our Monday evening meeting, and you are welcome to join us at that time, which will be Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. And I'll just send out this chat that I just started for you. So in these behind-the-scenes sessions, I make no guarantees about the quality of this video, but I just want to tantalize you a little bit on what we'll be talking about on Monday night. I'm first going to read from the foreword of the second German edition of Alchemical Studies by C.G.Jung. This is published by Princeton University Press, Bollingen series. And my first brief reading from this book is just from the first paragraph. My deceased friend, Richard Wilhelm, co-author of this book, sent me the text of The Secret of the Golden Flower at a time that was crucial for my own work. This was in 1928. I had been investigating the processes of the collective unconscious since the year 1913 and had obtained results that seemed to me questionable in more than one respect. They not only lay far beyond everything known to academic psychology, but they also overstepped the bounds of any medical, purely personal psychology. They confronted me with an extensive phenomenology to which hitherto known categories and methods could no longer be applied. Never fails. As soon as I turn on the video, I get noise outside. Anyway, continuing on. My results based on 15 years of effort seemed inconclusive because no possibility of comparison offered itself. I knew of no realm of human experience with which I might have backed up my findings with some degree of assurance. The only analogies, and these I must say were far removed in time, I found scattered among the reports of the heresiologists. In other words, the writers about various heresies over the 2,000 years of the Christian experience. So that's the first bit. And then I'm going to read from The Spirit in Man, Art, and Literature by C.G.Jung, also published by Princeton University Press. And this is from the eulogy that Dr. Jung gave at the time of the funeral for Richard Wilhelm. This memorial service took place in May 1930. Richard Wilhelm in Memoriam. It is no easy task for me to speak of Richard Wilhelm and his work, because, starting very far away from one another, our paths crossed in comet-like fashion. His life work has a range that lies outside my compass. I have never seen the China that first molded his thought and later continued to engross him, nor am I familiar with its language, the living expression of the Chinese East. I stand indeed as a stranger outside that vast realm of knowledge and experience in which Wilhelm worked as a master of his profession. He as a sinologist and I as a doctor would probably never have come into contact had we remained specialists. But we met in the field of humanity, which begins beyond the academic boundary posts. There lay our point of contact. There the spark leapt across and kindled a light that was to become for me one of the most significant events of my life. Because of this, I may perhaps speak of Wilhelm and his work, thinking with grateful respect of this mind, which created a bridge between East and West and gave to the Occident the precious heritage of a culture thousands of years old, a culture perhaps destined to disappear forever. Okay, that was the first paragraph of the In Memoriam. It goes on for 10 pages, but I'm just going to read from the last paragraph as well. Wilhelm's life work is of such immense importance to me because it clarified and confirmed so much that I had been seeking, striving for, thinking, and doing in my efforts to alleviate the psychic sufferings of Europeans. It was a tremendous experience for me to hear through him in clear language things I had dimly divined in the confusion of our European unconscious. Indeed, I feel myself so very much enriched by him that it seems to me as if I had received more from him than from any other man. So I'll leave it at that. That is the tease for Monday night session at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now I'll look at the... Hello, Miles, and welcome. Thank you for watching, and I'll entertain any questions that anyone might want to put on to the chat at this point, and then I'm going to terminate this session. Does anybody have any question that they wish to answer? Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to putting this as a video on the Carl Jung Depth Psychology Reading Group channel in just a few minutes. Thank you for joining me. Miles asked me, have you seen Vanderklay on Sacrifice? Miles is talking about the Reverend Paul Vanderklay, who frequently talks about religion from a theologian's point of view, and occasionally comments on the work of Dr. Jordan Peterson. And I have not seen his video on Sacrifice. I follow the principle espoused by Kevin Costner in the movie The Guardian, where he's a rescue swimmer of the U.S. Coast Guard, and he's asked, how do you decide who to save? And Costner's character answers, I swim as hard as I can for as long as I can, and the sea takes the rest. In my case, the sea is all the possible things I could watch or listen to or read in philosophy and psychology, and because I'm limited in time, I don't always get to everything. I see. Miles says, it is resonating with what you said yesterday about Old Woman Mountain. Okay, I'll see if I can check that out. Miles is referring to our private advanced reading group session, which was conducted yesterday. We began with the introduction to Ion, researches into the phenomenology of the self. And if you are interested in the advanced reading group, please follow the information that is in this video to let me know that you wish to participate. The advanced reading group is being conducted privately, and the Dropbox for the advanced reading group is by invitation only. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and do you have any archaeological references about this? Because it is causing me some cognitive dissonance. Unfortunately, I have none. All I have are my mother and father's apocryphal stories, and I did climb Old Woman Mountain once when I was 6 years old. It was a long climb, and it was in July. You don't climb mountains in Kodiak, Alaska any other time, or maybe June, July, and August, but not other times because there's so much rain there that it's a pretty muddy mess. Anyway, any other questions? The Aleut people are indeed a very interesting group of people, no doubt, and I'm sure there's a lot of information to be had about them. So thank you, Miles, for joining me. Thank you for the others who are currently watching and who will be watching, and I will be online on Monday at 8 p.m. Apparently Aztecs, and we are involved in sacrifice too. Well, that's no doubt the case. There's a wall in downtown Washington with 58,000 plus names on it, and several of my friends' names are on it, and they were all sacrificed to an idiotic conservative attitude about war, which almost crushed the country in 1960, and it appears that we are working up to be doing the same thing again. So yes, we do sacrifice our young, and it's shameful. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to log off. Thanks, Miles. See you soon. See you Monday, probably.